Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we bring before you some true American heroes. We present to you just a small sampling of the many Americans who were heroes on September 11th, and of our future warrior airmen who will join the Air Force in the coming months. Tonight, they will take the oath of enlistment into our United States Air Force. Now, please welcome Dr. Randy Marriott. On September 11, 2001, Dr. Marriott deployed with Ohio Task Force 1 to Ground Zero as the day shift medical team manager. As medical lead for the task force, he was responsible for medical care of the members, working dogs, and any survivors. An extremely important member of the team, he constantly assessed the overall health of each team member and working dog and monitored them for stress, dehydration, and sleep deprivation, as well as insomnia. Dr. Marriott, we thank you. Coming on stage now is Mr. Terry Trepanier and his working dog, Woody. Terry was a lieutenant with the Washington Township Fire Department. He and Woody were among Ohio's 4 K-9 teams that spent 9 days at Ground Zero. Woody never questioned Terry's orders to search, belly crawling into crevices and leaping onto I-beams. After found bleeding on site, deep gashes in Woody's back paws had to be superglued shut until vet teams arrived 3 days later. Woody and Terry never stopped searching for survivors. Terry and Woody, we thank you. Joining us now is Mr. Mike Mull. For 22 years, Mike has risked his life in the service of others as a Huber Heights firefighter. On September 11, 2001, he deployed as the Ohio Task Force 1 leader. While on site at Ground Zero in New York City, Mike was the chief of the Liberty Division, where he was the liaison between the New York City Fire Chief and the members of Task Force 1. He was directly responsible to relaying orders from FDNY to deploy Ohio Task Force 1 rescue and recovery efforts. Mike, we thank you. Entering the stage is Steve Schubert. Steve is a lieutenant with the Miami Township, Ohio Fire EMS Department. As a member of Ohio Task Force 1, he was a task force leader at the World Trade Center during the recovery efforts of 9/11. His service has been recognized with 6 citations for actions in the line of duty and was the Fire Rescue Magazine Company Officer of the Year 2006. Steve, we thank you. Now, please welcome Chief Robert Zickler. As Fire Chief of Kettering, Ohio, Chief Zickler deployed with Ohio Task Force 1 as project manager. He was the senior on-site supervisor, responsible for direct interface with FEMA. While deployed in New York City, he also served as the planning officer for night operations. Responsible for integrating data gathered from current search efforts, he planned objectives and actions for the next following 12-hour shifts. Chief, we thank you. You now see these young men and women assembling on the stage. They are our future air crews, our future paratroopers, our future personnelists, medical technicians, and airmen. They represent the new 40,000 sons and daughters who choose to serve their country every year. Asked General Hoffman to serve as the officer of the day and offer the oath of enlistment to these future airmen, while standing behind them are the men and the women who selflessly served before and set forth the standard of integrity, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Before I swear in these young men and women, I want to say thank you to the mothers and fathers, sisters, brothers, coaches, and all the other role models that are out there that raised these young men and women to the age they are now with the value system that they have now, the skills, the motivation, the talent that they have. We will take good care of them in the United States Air Force. Thank you very much for motivating them to join and serve their nation. If you would, please raise your hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulation and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations.